get started with this presentation. As mentioned, please save your questions for the end and don't be shy, ask anything. I'm here to answer any questions about the Young Professional Program, a really excellent opportunity for any university graduates that want to get an experience in an international organization. So let's get started. So first off, I want to begin by introducing myself. So hi, I'm Penelope. I'm a young professional from the European Patent Office, and I'm currently based in Munich, which happens to be the EPO's headquarters. I studied a bachelor in communication and a master in customer experience and innovation at IE University in Madrid. And then after graduating from university, I was looking for the next step in my career. I wanted to join an organization that was international, that had a lot of growth opportunities for a young professional like myself. And that's when I came across the Young Professionals program on the career website of my university. So I applied to the program and I was accepted. And for the first year of the program, was in the talent acquisition and mobility team. So this is a team that is in charge of hiring all of the staff at the EPO, and it's also in charge of the Young Professionals program, in fact. And then after the first year, there is an opportunity to apply for an extension. And coming from a communications background, I knew I wanted to go into this communications field. So I applied for the second and third year in the Principal Directorate for Communications. So this is the communications teams that's in charge of all the marketing, events, podcast. We have numerous channels. And I applied for that team and was accepted. And now you may be wondering, okay, and now you are here, Penelope, at the Latvian Patent Office, and that's because in the third year of the program, which is currently where I am at, there is an opportunity to go on a secondment. It's also known as an exchange with one of the national offices, and I decided to come to the Latvian Patent Office, where I am currently supporting my colleagues in the Development and International Cooperation Department, where I'm doing all kinds of social media activities, event promotion, joining at career and university fairs. And this is a really excellent opportunity to see the other side of how everything works here. But now I want to start off by asking you all to give me a thumbs up or react if you've ever heard about the European Patent Office before. Has anyone here ever heard about this organization? What do we do? Maybe there's a small hint in the name patent. It was very new to me as well at the beginning, but I see, okay, that's very nice. So some of you already have some knowledge of what we are doing. But let me go ahead and tell you. So what does the EPO do, the European Patent Office? So as the name suggests, we examine patent applications that enable inventors, researchers, and companies to protect their inventions. So whether you're a big company or just a very small SME and individual and you've invented something, the EPO is the place to come if you want a European patent protection. So we are an international organization that has 39 member states that are overseeing the EPO's budget and activities. And Latvia is one of these 39 member states. We have over 6,300 employees from 35 different nationalities. So we are an extremely, extremely international organization. Whenever you're walking into the building, it's not uncommon to hear different languages. You're in the lift with colleagues that are talking French, German, and English, and it's a really unique opportunity to be working with so many colleagues from so many different countries. And out of these 6,000 employees, 4,000 of them are highly qualified engineers, scientists, and individuals with very qualified technical expertise, and they are the patent examiners. They're the ones looking at the examination files and granting inventions if it happens to be novel or unique, and also industrial applicability. So the EPO has 3 official languages, which are English, German, and French. And you are going to be probably hearing a lot of these languages when you're working in the office, but also many more languages, as I mentioned. So now let's go to the foundation of this presentation today. So what is the Young Professionals program? It is primarily a first employment opportunity for university graduates that are coming from universities that are listed on our website. Later, I will share all the links that you can find which universities are part of the program. And it starts off as a 1-year program, but there is a possibility of an extension for 3 years. And it's definitely an opportunity for international exposure because you can apply for vacancies for jobs that are based in Munich, but you can also go to the other sites of the EPO, which are in Berlin, The Hague, Vienna, or Brussels. So it's also an opportunity to really step out of your comfort zone, explore a new city, and explore working in an international organization there. Then it's a very competitive program. We have great development opportunities and mentoring and growth chances. So every young professional, when you're working at the EPO, you're having a mentor. It's a member of staff, probably somebody from your team. It can be a director or a manager, and they are guiding you hands-on with giving you not only tasks, but giving you advice of how to navigate what it's like for your first working opportunity. They give you advice, you're meeting with them on a regular basis. It's really somebody that you can go to and ask questions and understand how to navigate a new space. So this is a really unique opportunity because it's sometimes very anonymous when you're working in such a big organization and you're just entering for the first time. So now you are probably curious, what have I been doing in the Young Professional program since I've been talking so much about it? But as I mentioned, for the very first year of the program, I was working in talent acquisition and mobility, and I had numerous opportunities in this team. So I would say one of the highlights was probably supporting the creation of a diversity and inclusion webpage. So on the website, we have a page that basically showcases how the EPO is inviting and welcoming staff from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different cultures. We welcome everyone, and we wanted to showcase how we're doing this at the EPO. So we have networks, we have different networks such as the Women's Network, Rainbow Network, and basically the EPO does so much, but they were lacking a homepage, a website to showcase this. So this was one of the projects I was working on. Then I was working on the Young Professionals program, and this was mainly in the promotional phase of the program and promoting it to universities, getting in contact with universities to help promote this program. And for example, one of the things we did was a podcast series where where my colleague and I hosted this small podcast, and we invited young professionals to talk about their experience at the EPO and what it's like to work here. So I would welcome you to scan the QR code if you're interested in listening to these episodes. You can find them on Spotify as well. If you're interested, the channel is called Talk Innovation. So please just feel free to scan the QR code and listen to them at another time. But this was a really interesting project that I was a part of. And then I attended also job fairs whilst I was working with this team to raise awareness about the office and the vacancies we have available. And I was also part of My Ability, which is an organization that promotes employees that have disabilities, visible and invisible, to work, basically to come to the workplace and also showcase that regardless of your abilities, there are opportunities for everyone. And we had a really inspirational day where we invited them to the office and we're discussing how we can make workplaces more inclusive. And then, as I mentioned, after the first year, I applied to the communications team. And this is currently where I'm working now. So I'm in the communications team. And here I also had a lot of other opportunities. One of them, and I would say, again, one of the main highlights was working with the European Inventors Prize and the Young Inventors Prize Awards. So these are two very big award shows. It's the flagship event of the EPO, where we are awarding young inventors and also older inventors who are creating groundbreaking inventions or coming up with new ideas. And this award that the EPO gives them is a very big recognition of their work. It also gives them a lot of media and press attention. So this is a really interesting event. We had to do promotion. We had to get in contact with the press. We had to, it's a really long process, starting from finding the nominations, choosing the winners, then going to the event itself. So last year, the Young Inventors Prize was in Iceland. I had the opportunity to go to Iceland and join the team there. And really, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that is involved. And then you're creating a 1 hour event, which is really inspiring, and it's like being on a TV production. And then also throughout the year, the EPO does a lot of one-off events, let's call them. For example, Girls' Day, where we invite young girls to the office from the ages of 11 to 15 to learn about the power of women in STEM and how inspiring it is to be a female engineer or a female scientist. And we invite scientists to talk to these young girls and invite them to come to the office and get a feel for what it's like to work in a very scientific and technical realm. Then we also have other events like Long Night at the Museums, where we have the EPO has its own museum in Munich, and we are inviting guests there. So there's a lot of events that you're a part of when you're working in this team. Then I also work for the podcast team. This is a really interesting opportunity because we host podcasts with experts from very different technical fields, and it's also very interesting and inspiring to plan and post-produce this. And then apart from that, I'm also working on social media, developing reels. Here you can see a small picture of me in the left corner. And this is also always exciting because we need a very strong social media presence as well. And then one of the last campaigns that I've been working on, it's called Women in STEM. So we have been working with female examiners at the EPO and creating content about what is it like to be an examiner at the EPO and being a woman, and how did their career journey play off, and how did they get to the EPO, and we sort of were showing and creating content about how they started off maybe as young girls who were always interested in science, but they didn't know that being an examiner would be a field for them that would be interested. So we created a lot of content about themselves, about how their career journey, about their growth at the EPO, if they've become managers, team managers. So this was also a very interesting opportunity. And here you can see just a few pictures of that. And now I will just briefly mention the skills that I've learned. So I would say that there's been a lot of skills, both hard and soft, but probably some of the main soft skills that I've learned are prioritization. The workplace is very fast, and there's a lot of things going on, and you have to prioritize and know how to prioritize your tasks very well. Colleagues will come to you and ask you things, and at this moment, maybe you just have to focus on something different, and that's totally normal. Then event management, of course. I was involved in many events over the past 3 years that have taught me new event management skills and also project management skills, especially with a project like the podcast, where you have to invite speakers. You have to, first of all, actually even find the speakers, then work with a team to develop the script. And there's many different stakeholders involved in such a process, so you definitely have to keep track of the project overview and everyone who's involved. And then in terms of hard skills, I've also definitely learned a lot about employer branding. How can we make the workplace attractive to the outside public? Of course, the importance of intellectual property, that is probably one of the newest skills that I've learned, how important it is to protect our ideas, to protect our work. We are working here mainly in patents at the EPO, but here at the Latvian office, I'm also learning a lot about trademarks and designs, and this is a whole other spectrum of IP that's also incredibly important for inventors, creators, designers, anyone that's working in the creative industries pretty much. And then public and media relations skills as well, working on press releases, translations, managing journalists, how do all of these things work? That has also been some of the skills I've learned. So now my role here at the office, it's definitely also very much in line with what I'm doing at the EPO. I am working on content creation. I'm working with social media, generating posts, generating reels, assisting at some recordings and upcoming events. The office here is extremely active, and we're doing many events to raise awareness about the importance of IP for youngsters and university students, and also inventors and individuals who are not aware of what is IP and what is the difference between a trademark, a patent, and a design. So this is a really interesting opportunity. I've been hosting webinars like the one you are participating in today, being able to also join some meetings, and this has been a really enriching experience for me, most certainly. I am also learning a little bit of Latvian along the way, so this is also very good for me to be able to understand my colleagues better, but this has been a very enriching opportunity for sure. And now I just want to go back to the EPO's Young Professional Program, because you were probably interested in understanding what are the application requirements to join this program. So first and foremost, you have to be a national of an EPO member state. And you can see the 39 member states on our website as well, but that's really important. Then you have to have excellent knowledge of at least one of the official languages, so English, German, or French. You have to hold at least a bachelor's degree from a university in the list, and then you can also be completing your bachelor's degree whilst you're applying. But what's important is that by the end of the year, not the year, but I would say that by the time the application for the Young Professional Program starts, you have to have graduated from the degree. That's really important, because you have to submit proof of this degree. And then what's also important is that you don't need professional experience to be able to join this program. It's really an opportunity for top graduates who are just starting off like I did. So this is really a really nice opportunity. And there's positions in all kinds of different fields. So science and engineering, this is mainly for the patent examiners, or if you're interested in patent examination, this is the vacancy that you would be applying to. International relations and communications, that's where I applied for, in communications. So this is everything to do with IR and communication teams. So if that's your area of interest, I would apply for that. HR and business, we also have vacancies there. Economics and finance, there's a lot of interesting opportunities also there for the EPO, like information technology or IT, anything related to IT, and law, of course. So there's different vacancies that are for all kinds of interests and backgrounds, and will go in line with probably what you have studied. And then the benefits of the program. So there's many, many benefits, but I've just listed here a few that are probably most important to me. So you're beginning the journey at the EPO with lots of international graduates who are young, who are in the same position as you. They're at the same stage of their career journey, and they will not only become your colleagues, but they will become your friends. They will become people that you spend time with after work, that you meet up with on the weekend, that you go to museums, you visit, you discover a new city together with others. And that's, to me, one of the nicest things. You are making friends, and you are joining a big, big organization with a bunch of young, new people who are in your shoes. And this is really, really very nice. We have a very competitive salary as well. There's good health insurance and pension contributions, which is important as well. There's free language courses. So if you are interested in learning German or French, you have opportunities to do language courses that the EPO is arranging for you. They are online, and it's really nice also to take a break from the busy workday and do something else and focus on something else. So that's a great opportunity. We have flexible working opportunities as well. This is a very, very nice arrangement. It's 60 days in the office, and then the remaining time from anywhere within the country of duty. But then we do have also the opportunity to go 60 days from any member state country. So you are able to work abroad as well. So this is really a great opportunity, especially if your friends and family live away. You can often join them and work from abroad. And then I would also really highlight that there's over 170 different social clubs, ranging from taekwondo to, if you're interested in the arts, if you're interested in music, if you're interested in sports, if you're interested in playing paddle, tennis, ping pong. There's a huge list of social clubs and sports that you can join. The office also has on-site gyms, so those are open to all the staff to use. And this is also a great opportunity not only to meet young professionals, but also other colleagues and network within the office, which I think is probably one of the most important things, is to really get to know the office, get to know the colleagues, get to know what others are doing, because this is then also going to broaden your horizons and also get to get a really good opportunity for you to understand what is the core business of the office and what do we do. So now, in terms of timeline, in December 2025, the program was launched to the universities. So now all the universities are aware of the program. And what actually just happened on the Monday, this Monday that we just had, the vacancies opened online. So now you can already go on the EPO jobs and career page and apply for the Young Professionals program. Everything is ready for you to start your application. You will just need to submit either proof of your degree, or proof that you are going to be finishing the degree before the program starts in September, and then also a motivation letter. So in March is the deadline to submit your application, and you will see in the vacancy the exact date for each application. And EPO, what they will do is after you have submitted your application, they will be sharing your name to the university that you've applied from, just to confirm that you are really coming from this university. And then between the months of April and May, there's a pre-recorded video interview where you have to answer some questions online in a video interview format. And then once you have finished this stage, you may be invited to an online interview with a potential tutor, maybe your new line manager, and somebody from your team for a real life virtual interview. So this is the interview phase. And usually in June, the communication of the results to the candidates will be communicated. So you will find out if you've been selected to join the program. And then in September, the program officially begins. And then you will have to probably make your way to your new designated office, and then the program starts. And this is just the beginning of a really, really amazing learning and growth opportunity. So if you would like more information, I would like to invite you to scan these QR codes. The first one on the left, it's just the Young Professionals Program homepage. You'll find all information. And then the second one on the right here, it's really a designated page for students. So it gives you all the information also about the vacancies. Everything that I've been talking to you here about today is also available there.